it is my distinct honor to introduce the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Benigno S. Aquino III.
Thank you. Please sit down. Your Excellency Luis Antonio Calvo, Her Excellency Ezra Can Corur, Secretary Mon Jimenez, Mr. Jose Carlos Capel, Michelin star chefs from Europe and their assistant chefs, distinguished chefs from the Philippines, Madrid PHL, Manila organizers, fellow workers of government, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Standing amongst you today, I cannot help but recall an instance from earlier in my life when I, security staff member, decided to cook for ourselves. Being a typical Filipino male who did not grow up in the kitchen, you can imagine this was quite a daunting task. The first thing we prepared was instant soup, which in our country is normally found in powdered form. The instructions for them correctly seemed simple and complete. Pour contents and dissolve thoroughly in a cup of water. Pour mixture into a pot of boiling water. Stir continuously and add an egg if so desired. However, my aide and I ran into trouble. The water kept boiling over, so we spent half the time changing to bigger and bigger pots and cleaning the gas range due to all the spills that took place. Of course, we also got burned here and there. Eventually, we were able to sit down and enjoy our meal, starting with the soup. To this day, for the life of me, I cannot understand why it burnt, especially when the mixture was 80% or 90% water. This tells me that I should be collecting plenty of calling cards tonight to try and seek education from the brilliant chefs present today. In all seriousness, whether in ancient or present times, food has been a fundamental part of the Filipino identity. In typical Filipino households, for instance, meals are sacrosanct, and you better have a very good reason if you are absent during mealtime, especially when you are growing up. Even when you have your own families, you are still expected to go to large family reunions, not just with your immediate family, but with your extended family, in which the meal is the central activity. Even during our fiestas, one is expected to invite those they do not even know to their houses to partake in a meal. And one trait that I find really unique to us is that during any of these meals we have together, part of the discussion always deals with food, whether it is about dishes we consumed before, dishes consumed at present, or dishes one would want to consume in the future. Any thorough analysis of our cuisine would reveal it is an amalgamation of various influences, whether it is Spanish, Chinese, Mexican, Japanese, American, and given the Filipino so many other influences. During your stay here, you will find that the gastronomic vocabulary of every Filipino is very cosmopolitan, from paella to shumai, from cheeseburgers to arroz a la cubana, which doesn't exist in Cuba. Perhaps for this reason, Filipinos have become one of the most adventurous in terms of creating and consuming new dishes. This is the context in which we welcome Madrid PHL to the Philippines. Each day, when we read the newspapers or watch news programs, we receive what seems to be the normal fare of conflicts, pandemics, and tensions in different places. In a world where so many seem intent to divide us, food allows us to engage one another in a positive manner. After all, can we ever imagine a scenario where good food has produced a hostile reaction that led to violence, except maybe among chefs? Is the reverse not true? That partaking in a good meal normally sets a good tone and a good mood. Food is one of the most accessible ways of exchanging cultures, which leads to greater understanding and cooperation between our peoples. It is for this reason that we thank Madrid PHL for choosing to hold their in Southeast Asia here in our country. I am hopeful that in the coming days, all of you can enjoy everything our country has to offer. In fact, I invite all of you to please stay a little longer after the conclusion of your work-related events. After all, 2015 is Visit the Philippines year, and I am certain that the Secretary of Tourism himself, the Honorable Mon Jimenez, will gladly prepare an itinerary so that you can truly see why everything, including eating, is more fun in the Philippines. With your indulgence, may I try a little Spanish in honor of my grandmother, who hopefully me later tonight. Ahora, excelencias, señoras y señores, tengo el placer de invitarles a participar en la parte más importante y bonita de esta noche, la comida y el programa cultural, destacando lo mejor de Filipinos. Buen provecho a todos. Buenas noches.